There is a change coming. And I think it's safe to say that the changes that this Trump administration is going to bring in is going to be a storm for a lot of people. Hey folks, it's Susan at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah. Positive energy, it works. And it's time for your angel message this week. It's the 1st of December, 2024, but you know how this works. If this message has popped up for you right here, right now, this is your message, no matter when it shows up. When a storm is coming, it is in one's best interest to prepare, to stay focused in the present moment, to see clearly where one is, where vulnerable areas exist, shore up those areas, plan for a variety of possible futures, and to focus on the desired outcome. Then assess the situation after the danger passes. Stay centered in love. Stay calm and strong. Stay assertive. Stay positive and grateful. To know where one is and where they are going is a tremendous source of power and resilience. So let's break this down piece by piece. The first statement is, when a storm is coming, it's in one's best interest to prepare. Okay, well that's kind of Captain Obvious stuff. I think what the divine is trying to point out at this point is there is a change coming. The incoming Trump administration is going to bring change. I mean, it doesn't matter if this is the change that you're desiring or if this is a change that feels threatening. There's going to be a change. And some people do very well with adapting to change, and some people have a lot of problem and it becomes a debilitating situation. So I think what the angels are trying to help us with here is to get us prepared for change, whether it's welcome change or not. It's always in one's best interest to prepare for upcoming storm. And I think it's safe to say that the changes that this Trump administration is going to bring in is going to be a storm for a lot of people. If you know that some of the changes that are coming your way, whether they're from this incoming Trump administration or just changes in your life, maybe you're growing up and you're going off to school for the first time, or maybe you need to make a move, or maybe you need to change careers, or maybe there's a relationship that isn't as satisfying as it needs or could be. And so there's going to be a change in your status with somebody who's important and close with you. The first step is to understand where you're at and to prepare for this change that is coming. The next statement that they offered up was to stay focused in the present moment. So yes, there is a change coming. Yes, there may be a storm, but it's not here right now. And with any storm prediction, conditions can change. Sometimes the storm goes around you or over you or isn't as bad as it was expected. To see clearly where one is and where vulnerable areas exist. So depending on what kind of a storm is coming, it's important to be clear-eyed to say, okay, this is an area that I'm vulnerable and my family is vulnerable, so I need to shore up that area so that if there are winds of change, I'm not affected in a negative way, or I minimize those effects. Plan for a variety of outcomes. Sit down with yourself and with your family and your loved ones and make a plan. What happens if the storm does come and it's as bad as they say? What's our plan? Being prepared is one of the ways that you can bring relief and lessen your anxiety and know that you have done what you need to do in order to be prepared for whatever change may come your way. The next statement they gave me was to focus on your desired outcome. This is straight out of the law of attraction and even quantum physics. When we stay focused on what it is that we want, we give that power. When we get paralyzed with worry and anxiety and feed all of our energy and attention into possible futures, we give those outcomes our power. And those undesirable outcomes then become much more likely. So focusing on what you do want helps bring about the change that is in your best interest. The next statement was to assess the damage after the storm passes. So if indeed there's a storm and you've hunkered down during the storm, once the danger has passed, then you come out and you assess what happened. And from that point, then you can start making plans for restoration or being grateful that, gee, the damage wasn't nearly as bad as I anticipated because of the prep work that I did before the actual storm. As always, they are reminding us to stay centered in love. And that certainly means love for others, but mostly love for ourselves. So if you see yourself really future tripping and not staying in the present moment and being clear-eyed about where you are and what it is that you desire for your outcome, just take a deep breath and bring yourself back to the present moment. Maybe that means curating what you consume online, or what news you watch, or what influencers you follow. If they're not bringing you peace of mind and helping you stay centered in the present moment, then you might want to consider revamping that, because being clear-eyed and in the present moment is really going to serve you well. And finally, they remind us to know where one is and where one is going is a tremendous source of strength and resilience. I have, for many decades, had a set of core values that I measure what I do, what I say, and any decision, any big decision that I have to make, I measure it against these core values. I choose to live my life in high-level wellness. I am whole and healthy. I choose to spend my soul's work energy in a way that provides my financial security and empowers myself and others. I choose to have relationships which are fun and satisfying, loving and empowering. I choose to live a life that has the earth and her inhabitants better for my having lived. I choose to live my life honestly. I choose to live my life in harmony with unconditional God love. I choose to live my life aware and awake. Folks, those are my core values, and I spent many decades and years distilling them down so that they fit for me. So do you have a statement that defines these parts of your life? If not, let's work on them. I've got a worksheet for you. It's a free download. There's a link below, and I'm going to see if I can't put a link up here too, so that you can download them and work on your own core value statements. They've been a guiding light for me and really helped me understand who I am and where I'm going and what choices and paths lead me in that direction and which lead me away and are simply distractions. If my work has been helpful for you, thumbs up on this video is always appreciated. I now have this buy me a cup of coffee way of supporting me. And as always, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. But as always, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. I do appreciate them. I go through them. I answer as many of them as I can. But as always, namaste.